To make the playoffs or to not make the playoffs? That is the question that will be answered today here in the regular season finale of year number 1 in the Golden State Warriors, MyNBA franchise here on NBA 2K25, as we go through our final 11 regular season games of the year. Last episode, of course, we had a prospect profile going over a lot of the middle projected first round guys, which is currently where we're projected to pick, given that we are currently slated to finish towards the middle of the Western Conference. It would take a lot for us to miss the postseason, but I suppose it's still possible. As it stands now, we are 41-30 with 11 games left to go. We could easily climb up to that 4 spot with the Oklahoma City Thunder struggling. They have won 3 in a row. They're playing better, but they have not had a great month of March, and we have kind of centered ourselves into this 5 spot. The Phoenix Suns could easily make a run at that. Realistically, we should get a top 6 seed, which is ultimately the goal, so we can avoid the play-in tournament and guarantee ourselves postseason hoops. We'll take a look at what the rest of the league looks like here at the end of the regular season as well, and we'll also be going through our studs and duds of the year. For those of you who are newer to the channel and unfamiliar, this is basically my way of rewarding players who perform well on our team and exceed expectations, while punishing those who do not meet expectations and play below their standard. There's a Google form in the description for you all to vote for who you think should win and lose, and we'll go through our nominees at the end of the episode once we're completely wrapped up with the regular season. Now, of course, we do have some injuries. In that Raptors game, we lost 2 of our 3 stars. Jonathan Kuminga strained hip, Jimmy Butler twisted knee. Butler's injury is more serious in the sense that he can't play through it, which is unfortunate because Miami is up on the schedule next. He's day-to-day, so there's a chance he'll be good by then. Kuminga, meanwhile, we're going to hold him out for the time being. If we end up losing some games and need him to ensure that we get a top 6 seed, then he may be pushed back into the lineup earlier than expected. But for right now, I see no reason to rush him. Obviously, we need him healthy for a potential playoff run. So we're hoping for the best with these injuries. We're hoping maybe there's an off chance Jimmy Butler is healthy enough to play in this game against Miami. His first time back in South Beach playing against his former team. And you guys should know Jimmy, he's not running from the smoke. His knee appears to be healthy, and he's going to give it a go. So Jimmy Butler will return to Miami to face off against the Heat, the team who traded him away at the deadline last February. I'm really curious to see what the fan reception is going to be because on one hand, Jimmy led them to 2 NBA Finals appearances, but on the other hand, it was a pretty ugly divorce, and the Heat have done just fine with and without him this year. Of course, they added Jalen Suggs in that deal from Orlando. He's played well. Bam Adebayo has obviously been terrific. And a big reason why they traded Jimmy Butler and didn't want to commit to him for the future is they really like Tyler Hero. He's had a career year in terms of volume and efficiency as a scorer. They've got some familiar faces from our team. Andrew Wiggins, Kevon Looney, and Gary Payton II. 3 guys on the 2022 Warriors championship team, all of whom were part of the Jimmy Butler trade being sent over to the Miami Heat in order to get that deal done. Despite the drama and turbulence of trading away a star player, the Miami Heat are still having a really good season. 43-28 amongst the better teams in the Eastern Conference. Their new role players such as Andrew Wiggins, Kevon Looney, and Gary Payton have fit right at home with these guys, and they really feel like they have the big 3 for the future with Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, and Jalen Suggs, the latter of whom is expected to receive either a max contract or something close to in the offseason from the Heat. Here's a look at both teams' starting 5s, and here's a look at Steph Curry. Oh my God, he just kissed Bam Adebayo. I did not know Steph Curry swung that way. No judgment here. Totally cool. I know Steph and Ayesha have an open marriage. I did not know it was that open. As Bam Adebayo wins the tip and we are underway here in Miami. Curry with it. Pump fake. Sidestep. Lawn 2. In the corner is good. And the chef gets the meal started tonight here in Miami. Here comes Andrew Wiggins with it. The former Warrior gets it to Nikola Jovic for 3. Jovic starting at the 4 for Miami, having a nice year. His development is a big reason why they failed okay trading Jaime Jaquez to Orlando for Jalen Suggs to begin with, as Tyler Hero gets the layup inside, and it's 7-4. Jimmy over to Trayce Jackson-Davis. He finds Curry. Curry, step back. This time a three, and it's good. Despite the extended arm of Jovic right in front of him. Quick start for Curry. He's got 5, and it's 9-7. Already some substitutions in the game, including another member of the Miami Heat previously. It's Caleb Martin. We talked about the Jimmy Butler revenge game, but it's also the revenge game for Caleb Martin as well. Hero's 3 won't fall. Adebayo with the rebound. Hurls it up and in. And he draws the foul as well, and 1. Trayce Jackson-Davis called for the foul, and it's 9-12. Suggs brings it up for Eric Spoelstra's guys. Gets it over to Bam Adebayo, who floats up and in the layup. Adebayo, a member of Team USA this summer with Steph Curry. Maybe that's where the smooch rooted from. As Caleb Martin comes inside with the slam, and early 4 points for Martin. One might argue he's a Miami Heat merchant. Maybe he's a Miami Heat arena merchant, as Jalen Suggs makes the layup. 5-point lead for the Heat. Golden State calls time. Slow start for the Warrior offense. Maybe they should just give Steph the ball and have him hurl up threes every possession, because that's been our most successful avenue. He's got 8. Jimmy Butler with it on the drive. Only 2 points so far for Jimbo as he floats that one up and in, despite solid defense from his longtime teammate Tyler Hero. Hero and Butler have been teammates since Hero's rookie year. As Andrew Wiggins off the catch and screen hits the 3. Wiggins, a full-time starter for Miami after mostly coming off the bench this season in Golden State. Butler drives inside, makes the layup. Golden State seems to be responding well off of the timeout as it's 21-18. Jovic to Tyler Hero, drives left side. Layup is good. And 2 guys right in his face. That is a really nice offensive play by Tyler Hero, who continues his impressive breakout season. Butler, reverse layup won't fall. Adembona with the rebound, and the layup, and the foul. And 1 for the rookie out of UCLA, Adembona. 23-21. Butler over to Brandon Pajemski. Of course, it's good having him back healthy. Back out to Butler. Right wing 3 will fall. And Golden State takes the lead. Butler now with 9, orchestrating the offense with Curry out of the game. Alec Burks looks to get one right back, and he does. The journeyman guard hits a 3 for the Heat. And they're right back up by 4. Burks with it from the same spot. Left wing 3 is good again. Alec Burks feels like he's heating up. Get it? Because they play on the Heat. Tyler Hero's shot is good with around 8 seconds left in the first quarter. Heat now up by 7. And the Warriors will get the last shot. It's Pajemski with it on the drive. Floater is good. And the Warriors bring it within 5. 34-29 will be the end of the first quarter. No half-court heave from Tyler Hero. He cares about his stats more than an unlikely shot at 3 points. As that brings us into the second. Curry back in. Whoop, whoop, too easy. Stephen Curry is a magician pulling a rabbit out of his hat. There's no way you can stop him. Curry doubled. Pajemski open. He hits a triple. And the Warriors open the second with back-to-back threes. Miami calls time. Golden State now has the lead as Harrison Barnes, another former Warrior, gets it to Rozier, who has it stripped away and stolen by Kyle Anderson. To Curry, to Draymond, to Council for the slam. Great ball movement by Golden State, finished off with the slam dunk by Ricky Council IV. 39-36. Hero, step back, triple. That one is off the mark. Rebound for Big Loon, who appears to have gotten banged up on the play. That one is eventually tipped away and stolen. Draymond with the steal. Back inside. Ricky Council again. The Warriors have really moved the ball well in transition tonight. We've seen a couple examples of that as Pajemski hits the 3. What is happening in this second quarter? The Warriors right now are on a 15-2 run to open up quarter number 2. It has been domination as Kevon Looney is the one who stops the scoring drought for Miami, gets the layup. 44-38. Pajemski with it. Couple of threes in this quarter. Long 2 off the screen will fall. Pods has got 11, continuing his hot start. And it's an 8-point game once again. Jovic off the screen. His 3 will rattle in. And the third-year forward from Serbia brings it back within 5. Hero over to Jalen Suggs. He hits the 3. Another lucky bounce as this young backcourt continues to find chemistry with each other. And just like that, the lead is right back within 2. Backdoor cut. Draymond Green slow to react as Jalen Suggs is in for the layup, and we're tied. Miami right back in this game with a nice run of their own. Andrew Wiggins off the screen, guarded by Curry. Pick and roll for Bam Adebayo. who's in for the slam, and the Warriors got to call time as Miami's now on a 10-0 run. This second quarter has been all about streaks. Podziemski nearly loses it, gets it back, open lane, and is in for the layup. Maybe not the prettiest possession, but Podziemski makes a nice play after the near turnover. 48-49, 3 to go in the half. Butler, his pass is tipped and stolen by Jalen Suggs, one of the best young perimeter defenders in the NBA, as he takes it all the way, coast to coast, for the slam. 3-point game. Butler takes it himself on the drive. Reverse layup will fall, and the lead is within 1. Jimmy Buckets now with 13. 52-51 lead for the Warriors. Suggs hoping somebody gets open. Wiggins with plenty of space, and he hits the triple. Wiggins went off the screen a few seconds before that pass was out, but the Golden State Warriors didn't react, and in hindsight, well, that was pretty bad defense as Butler makes the lefty floater. 17 for Jimmy. That one is blocked by Trace Jackson-Davis. Suggs misses his second chance effort, gets another rebound, and Miami's going to get a third opportunity to score. Wiggins is good. An unacceptable possession there by the Warriors. They did everything right except for playing under the glass. Cannot let Miami get 3 chances to score. But the Warriors get a 3 right back. It's Caleb Martin, who's had a really nice first half. Rozier with the layup. Heat back ahead. It's been a track meet here at the end of the second quarter. Both teams trading the lead. Curry looking for one more shot to end the first half. At the buzzer. Bang! Stephen Curry for the lead. 63-62. An exciting second quarter. The Warriors dominated early. Then the Heat went on a big run. And then both teams just started trading punches. 17 for Curry. 17 for Butler. The two of them obviously carrying the load, especially with no Jonathan Kuminga. And after a fireworks-filled first half, we'll see what half number 2 brings in store here in South Beach as Jimmy Butler goes for the reverse layup. It's off the mark, a defense by Andrew Wiggins. Here comes Miami in transition. Great ball movement. Adebayo finishes with the layup. Had an open shooter in the corner, but he takes it himself. And Miami gets the scoring started here in the third. Curry heaves up a prayer, and it's answered. Amen. Curry with a long step-back 3. What a shot. Nothing Miami can do to contest that one. Butler, Euro, layup. This time is good. Jimmy Butler looks like he is completely not under control in the paint, but he totally is. It's weird, but it works. Off the miss, Miami on the fast break. Jovic in the corner. Tyler Hero for 3. That one rattles in, and Miami takes the lead once again. 69, nice, to 68. Here is Butler, pump fake, open lane, throws it down. Quick start to the third for Jimmy Butler. He's got 23, and he appears to be fired up against his former team, and the Warriors are up by a point. Both teams trading the lead like a blunt. Hero, he will make the layup, smokes by rookie Council, and Miami's back ahead by 1. Jalen Suggs with it on the wing, guarded by Butler off the screen for 3, and that one is good. Miami up by 4. Hero with it now. Pull-up jumper from beyond the arc is off the mark. Ricky Council with the rebound. Warriors looking to move fast. It's Butler with it, who's been conducting the offense here in the second half. Gets the layup. He now has 25. And it's 74-72. 5.5 to go in the third. Butler drives right side again with another layup. He's in the double figures in just the third quarter alone. Suggs with room for 3. He gets a little bit of separation from Brandon Podziemski, and that's all he needs to connect from deep. Harrison Barnes inside for Tyler Hero. That one is off the mark. A defense by Adembona, who grabs his 8th rebound of the game. On the other end, Butler to Council for 3, and that one is good. Ricky Council's a good shooter. His three-point percentage here says otherwise. He's shooting below 25% from deep, but he can sling it, and so can this guy. Steph Curry in the corner, 4-point lead for Golden State. Terry Rozier with the screen. He will hit a deep 3. Rozier, the 6th man for this Miami Heat team, one of the best microwave scorers in the league. As Curry is in with the reverse layup and the foul. Count it. And 1. 85-81, under a minute to go in the third. Curry over to Buddy Hield with the triple. It's been a quiet one for Buddy. Finally on the board. 88-81. Rozier with it. Trying to get by Curry. Showing off the moves. Rozier layup is good. Nice play inside by Terry Rozier. 5-point game. 30 to go in the quarter. Martin hands it off for Hield, and he's intercepted by Bam Adebayo, one of, if not the best defensive players in our league. Barnes for Gary Payton II, who hasn't played at all today until right now. He's in for the dunk. 88-85. Shot clock unplugged. We'll see how quick the Warriors look to move this possession. They're calling for a screen. The problem is, the guy coming off the screen is Draymond Green. So in other words, no, we're just going to have Curry do his thing for a few seconds, try to get open, throw one up, and it is off the mark. And that'll do it for the third. Another close and competitive quarter of basketball. The Warriors up by 3, 88-85, but Miami takes an early lead in the fourth. Warriors looking to get back ahead. Butler, Euro step, and one! They're going to call that a shooting foul. The foul was clearly before the shot, but I will choose not to complain and instead enjoy that decision by the officials. Ricky Council for 3. Big shot for Council. He's got a dozen off the bench, giving the Warriors some impressive high-energy minutes as he posts up on Terry Rozier. Council throws it up, and it goes in off the top of the backboard. We're tied at 97. 5 minutes to go. Both defenses playing well here in the fourth. It's been a slow-paced quarter. Council, Butler, bang! 33 for Jimmy, continuing his great performance here in his return to Miami. Why is Harrison Barnes wide open? What in the defensive malpractice was that? Tied at 100. Here's Martin with it over to Jimmy Butler. Darts by Hero. On the drive, takes it himself. 35 for Jimmy. He's been the best player on the floor tonight. 2-point game. Suggs slams it home, and we're tied again. Neither team taking control of this game. That's how it's been pretty much the entire night. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to go on a run at some point. And having Curry matched up with Bam Adebayo defensively will certainly help Miami's case. 2-point game. Why is Wiggins open in the corner now? Golden State's defense has been a train wreck over the last 2 minutes. What is going on? Everybody's missing their assignments. They don't know where to be. Buddy Hield gets that one to go in. Warriors had to score there following possession. A basket makes it a one-score game, but Draymond is intercepted. Maybe Draymond Green shouldn't have the ball in the most important possession of the game. Suggs off the steal. Step-back jumper is good. And the Heat are up by 7. So Miami appears to be in control, and they're looking to slam the door. Suggs on the drive. Layup is good. There's nothing Curry could have done with Jalen Suggs soaring in with a head of steam. 9-point game. Council nearly loses it. Podziemski, Butler wide open. That one rattles in, and Jimmy's going to keep the Warriors in it for a little while longer. 6-point game. Tyler Hero looking to ice it. He's in for the layup. The Heat are up by 8. Warriors would score quickly thereafter as this one is tipped and stolen away. Okay, there might be life. Podziemski, Butler, Council, wide open. Corner 3 is short. That was the shot the Warriors needed to make if they wanted to win this game. And that's going to do it. 118-109 your final. A really close game the entire way. Nobody had control up until the last 4 minutes, but it was Miami who went on a nice run. The Warriors were missing shots. Their defense, I don't know what happened on a couple of those plays down the stretch, and ultimately we dropped this one on the road to the Heat despite a great game from Jimmy. He had 40 in his return here. Not a season high for Jimmy, but pretty close to. 26 and 8 for Steph. Wasn't his most efficient night. He only played 27 minutes. Council was pretty solid. Missed some big shots late, though. Buddy Hield with a tour date. Trace Jackson-Davis was also pretty unproductive. The backcourt for Miami playing really well. Now, Hero did not shoot the ball well. 2 for 15 from 3. Suggs was a lot more efficient, and Adebayo had a productive day, 12 and 17. I think this team's Achilles heel might be perimeter defense. We could not stop Jalen Suggs. I mean, we could stop Tyler Hero. He was launching up bricks, but he still had 26 points. Our perimeter defense was an issue ever since the trade deadline when we traded away DeAnthony Melton, and that loss has proven to be a much bigger deal than we could have expected. So right now the focus is on locking up a top 10 seed, guaranteeing at the very least a play-in spot, and we're pretty close to doing that, only a couple games away. We're going to simulate our next 2 against the Pelicans and the Spurs, both on the road. Both of these teams are chasing playoff spots, so they have a lot to play for, and we split. Some not-so-good offense in this game. A hilarious second quarter against New Orleans. We were outscored 14-13. Curry leads the way with 24. Nobody else has more than 15 on either team. And then we lose 103-82 against San Antonio. Curry finishes with 30. The rest of the team goes 19 for 68 from the field. 5 of 18 for Jimmy, 1 for 10 for Podziemski, 1 for 7 from Trayce Jackson-Davis. Yikes! Our field goal percentage was barely higher than Luis Ariza's batting average. Not great. Now the good news is we have, at the very least, clinched a play-in spot, and we're pretty close to clinching a playoff spot as well. The team to watch for is 7th-seeded San Antonio, and we're getting pretty close. We're hoping to do it here this upcoming week, so the final week of the regular season can be pretty stress-free. 2 more games to simulate, both on the road, both against teams who are not currently in the play-in, so they have to win. But we would take care of business. The offense performing a lot better in both of these games. 30 for Steph, nearly a triple-double for Jimmy Butler. And then against the Lakers, we win by 27, scoring 144. 42 for Steph, 26 for Jimmy. Draymond didn't miss a shot. What a surprise. So here on the standings tab, it says that we've clinched a playoff spot. That's not true. I don't know what 2K is smoking. We are very close to doing so. The Suns are the team to watch out for. They most recently lost here on April 4th, their 37th loss of the year. So we can't clinch officially against the Nuggets. The earliest we can do it is against Houston. It won't matter. We get blasted by Denver anyway. So now here in this game against Houston, I did the math. I was able to determine if we win this game against the Rockets, we are in the playoffs officially, guaranteeing a top 6 seed. I'd rather get it done before we face off against the Suns or the Spurs. Jonathan Kuminga is 99% healthy. We're going to have him return to the lineup for a couple reasons. I want him to be out there for, hopefully, when we clinch a playoff spot. But also, I want him to get his footing back. He hasn't played in around a week and a half. And I want him to be ready for playoff basketball. We're not necessarily going to throw in the book and try to have him take on a large load offensively, but we're going to try to give him his regular workload, around 30 minutes per game. Ideally, have one of Curry or Butler in the game with him at all times. That way, he won't have to be the primary shot creator at any point during the matchup. But should still be fun to see him back on the floor. Obviously, his numbers in March aren't overly impressive, but his role has changed for us. He went from the number 2 option to the number 3 option. He's been just as efficient as he's been throughout the entire season. It's just that his usage and volume is down, so I'm not really worried about his points per game average decreasing since the trade deadline. The Warriors now back with their regular starting 5, and our team is fully healthy. With this group since the trade deadline, we have not had many fully healthy games. So I definitely want to have this group of guys play a couple games together before the playoffs. So at the very least, they'll be used to playing with each other. Pause. Before we get to postseason basketball, Amen Thompson for 3. Notice he was wide open there. That was intentional, as Jabari Smith gets the offensive rebound and the putback. When Amen Thompson is shooting threes, the other 5 players should crash to the glass. Lord knows the shot's probably not going in. That shot probably will go in. It's Steph Curry from deep. Here is Fred VanVleet with it. He's blocked by Curry. Gets it back. Floater is good. The Rockets with both of their baskets off of second chance plays. And it's 6-3. Smith inside, running the 5 today with Alperen Şengün out of the lineup due to an injury. Not good news for the Rockets with them chasing a play-in spot as Jimmy Butler hits the 3 in transition. That one is intercepted away. And now the Warriors look to get it right back. Fred VanVleet has his pocket picked. Why is Jimmy not going directly to the basket? Don't know why he took a detour, but same result. So I guess we'll take it, and we're tied at 10. Amen Thompson with it. He's trapped. Fred VanVleet wide open. Instead, Freddie connects on the 3. If you're going to leave one of these guards open from deep, it's not Fred VanVleet. Trayce Jackson-Davis with it. Pump fake. On the drive, Curry, open. Don't give him space. He's going to make you pay. He does miss the shot, though. Trayce Jackson-Davis with the rebound. Warriors keep the possession alive. Butler with it. On the drive, guarded by Tari Eason. Gets it back out to Jackson-Davis. Long 2 is good. Trayce Jackson-Davis not known for the jump shot, but he can sling it a little bit. 14-13. Amen Thompson with it, but he'll giving him space, letting him shoot, but not too much space. VanVleet off the screen. Wide open triple. And the Rockets are back ahead by 2. Fred VanVleet's doubled. Thompson blocked at the rim by Trayce Jackson-Davis on the other end. Curry, long 3 from the parking lot. It's good. Kuminga was ready for the offensive rebound. I wouldn't have really cared if he missed the shot, but he didn't. 18-17. Tari Eason brings it up over to Fred VanVleet. He's trapped out to Amen Thompson. He has a wide open man. It's Anthony Simons from deep. Of course, Simons acquired at the trade deadline for Portland to replace, of course, Jalen Green, who was traded to Toronto. Draymond floater. He's on the board. 24-19. Not a great offensive quarter here for Golden State, trying to get one more basket as it's Butler with it, guarded by VanVleet. Post up, fade away, bang, at the buzzer. We'll have to take a look and see if he got this one off in time, and as you can see, right there, ball's still in his hands as the clock hits 0. This shot will not count, and so that'll do it for the first quarter. It's a football score, 28-21. The Houston Texans lead over the San Francisco 49ers. In the second quarter, Warriors hoping the offense can look a little better. What a move there by Jimmy Butler. Crosses up Grady Dick. Caleb Martin eventually open for 3, and he drills it. Martin has such good shooting mechanics. It's a shame that he's shooting below 30% from deep. Fred VanVleet off the screen. Takes a very lucky shooter's touch. 30-24 now. Podziemski hands it off for Ricky Council on the drive. Council guarded by Simons. Gets it over to Adem Bona on the drive. Bona, double, Podziemski, wide open, triple is good! And Pods is on the board for the Warriors. 30-27, Steady Freddy brings it up for the Rockets, looks for a 3, right back! And he gets it with help on the screen from the veteran Jeff Green, still in the NBA, as that one somehow ends in the hands of Jimmy Butler, in for the layup with the foul, and 1. That pass was deflected, should have been a steal, but instead it results in a 3-point play. Anthony Simons gets 3 right back. Spin move triple. Looking like a Beyblade out there. Call him Pascal Siakam as Green lobs it up for Cam Whitmore, the second-year win out of Villanova. Butler on the screen. He will lob it off the glass for Adem Bona, who is there with the pick and roll. First of all, what a pass by Butler off the backboard. And then the ranging Bona coming from the back, finishing inside as it's a 6-point game. VanVleet blocked by Bona. Here comes the Warriors on the fast break. Podziemski with it. He passes out at the shot to Adem Bona. On the drive, layup is no good. Grabs his own miss and is there for the putback. Adem Bona has given the Warriors some real high-energy minutes. I don't know if he's going to stay in the rotation for the playoffs, assuming the Warriors get in. But I've been impressed with the young rookie as Tari Eason is in for the and 1. 43-36. Both offenses playing pretty well here in the second. The lead hasn't really changed. Curry, step back, bang! It's a long 2 for Steph, but it still falls. And it's a 7-point game. Tari Eason with it on the drive. Why is Curry guarding him? He misses. Eason with the rebound out to Grady Dick. He's had a nice season with Toronto and now Houston. The Raptors didn't want to trade him away. But for a guy like Jalen Green, it's worth it. VanVleet no good. Eason with another offensive rebound and another putback. The Rockets are dominating on the offensive glass, and it's weird. They're without their starting center. They don't have an actual center in their rotation right now. Kuminga for 3. He's finally on the board. He's played in over 10 minutes today, and that's the first stat he's recorded, other than his 2 fouls and 3 turnovers. Fair to say it's taken him a little bit to get adjusted after missing nearly 10 games with the injury. As Anthony Simons hits the triple, Rockets up by a dozen. 3 to go in the first half. Curry with it inside, Buddy Hield. Layup is good with the foul and 1. As we learned with Anthony Simons in the Blazers series, he can take over a game offensively, but he's just as bad on defense as Curry nearly gets the steal. The Warriors daring Thompson to shoot, drives inside, makes him pay even with the double team. Amen Thompson might legitimately be the most athletic player in the entire league. There's nothing you can really do to stop him inside. Podziemski on the drive. Nice move. Layup is good for Pods. He's got 7. Lead is within 10. Thompson has his pocket picked. Butler inside for Kuminga, who floats in the layup. Kuminga certainly nursing the effects of the injury as it's a 9-point lead under a minute left in the first half. Fred VanVleet with it off the screen. 3 is no good. Tipped, rebounded by Tari Eason again. That was Amen Thompson who really made the play there. But the Rockets are continuing to dominate the offensive glass. This has been a real problem for us in this one. Butler with it. That one is no good, and he gives the Rockets a taste of their own medicine with the rebound. Out to Kuminga for the 3. Jonathan Kuminga went 0 for 3 in the first quarter, but he's right back to business. 3 for 3 in the second, including a pair of long balls. 59-51. Van Vliet looking to dribble out the clock with 10 to go in the half. Van Vliet for 3. That one rattles out. Butler with the rebound, doing a little bit of everything with 8, 4, and 6. Pajemski for 3 at the buzzer. No good. That'll wrap up the first half. It's Houston with the edge over Golden State. 59-51. We're keeping this game competitive, but the Rockets have had control the entire way so far. 17 for Fred VanVleet. 12 for Steph. He's been good. Butler's been good. Kuminga's starting to heat up, but as it's been throughout this season at times, we need the other guys to step up. And then the biggest difference is the rebounding. The Rockets do not have a healthy center on their roster, and they are dominating us in the glass with Tari Eason, who's maybe 6'10 on a good day. VanVleet as it's stripped away by Curry. Kuminga in the corner. Draymond for 3, and it's good! That's an interesting shot for Draymond, considering his lack of success from deep, less than 25%. Curry on the drive, gets the layup, draws the foul, and one. A quick start to the second half for the Warriors. They go on an 8-0 run within the first minute, and this game is tied up immediately as Amen Thompson looks to get some revenge, slams it on Jonathan Kuminga with the poster. The NBA's slam dunk contest winner showing why, as Draymond to Butler, and one again! Cam Whitmore with the foul once more, and the Warriors take their first lead, I believe, of the entire game. Kuminga doubled, Curry top of the key, bang! Golden State looking dominant in the third. They have outscored the Rockets 14-2 in the first 2 minutes of the third. Houston's got to call a timeout, get things together, and that's a good start. A fadeaway 3 for Cam Whitmore. 67-66. Whitmore with it on the drive, with the slam and the foul! Buddy Hield really shouldn't have even tried to guard him. Whitmore's such an explosive athlete. With a head and steam, you're not stopping him, and he gives the Rockets a free point. Council shoots it off the side of the backboard. Okay, that's an interesting shot on the other end of Amen Thompson. Open from beyond the three-point line. The Warriors, again, daring him to shoot. He's not going to. Instead, passes it out to Fred VanVleet. Off the mark. Smith, offensive rebound, put back, and one. You cannot be giving up the offensive board, and you certainly don't want to be fouling him off of the make. 72-67. Rockets right back up by 5. As Curry is in for the acrobatic layup, he's got 20. 74-69. Jabari Smith with it over to Amen Thompson on the drive. Thompson with a dime for Cam Whitmore. 3 is no good. Easton offensive rebound. Whitmore again. He's not missing 2 in a row, is he? And the Rockets started the second half up by 8. Golden State goes on the big run, and that's completely out the door. The Rockets are right back up by 8. Golden State's got to respond. Off a timeout. Buddy Hield gets some space. Rips the triple. 77-72. Bruce Brown with it. Tightly guarded by Pajemski. Out to Simons from deep. And the Rockets get one right back. Houston's offense doing a good job of relaying despite the big effort by Golden State early in the third. Off the miss by Butler. Here comes the Rockets. Anthony Simons with it. Simons guarded by Buddy Hield. And that one is good. Houston right back up by 10. 82-74 now. Simons brings it up, guarded by Buddy Hield, looking to take advantage of this matchup as he has throughout most of the game. Throws up some junk, and it falls! Anthony Simons continuing his impressive day off the bench. 85-74. Butler off the screen, drives inside, and the layup is good. Hasn't been a big game scoring for Jimmy, but again, he's doing a little bit of everything, filling up the stat sheet, now looking to take over as he's inside for the layup with the foul, another and one. Whitmore has had 3 shooting fouls in the third, and they've all been off makes. Simons no good. Nice job by Bona to tip it over to Jimmy Butler with the rebound. Back to Bona in the corner. Curry for 3. And the Warriors bring it within 6. 87-81. Simons with it for the Rockets. Gets off the screen. Council tries to get by the defenders. He can't. Shot is no good. Jeff Green with the offensive rebound. And he hits the fadeaway over Ricky Council. The old man still has a little bit left in the tank. Time winding down here in the third. Jimmy Butler with it in the corner. Here is Curry, guarded by Bruce Brown. Also part of the Jalen Green deal. Curry, buzzer, got it! An interesting third quarter. It was one we could have done more with. We were down by 8 going into the half. I mean, at least we're down by less than we were 10 minutes ago, but we had the lead at one point. We came back, we had the big rally early, And the Rockets marched back immediately. So that'll bring us into the fourth quarter. We'll see if Houston can look to play spoiler and keep the Warriors out of the playoffs for a little while longer as Bruce Brown hits the triple. Podziemski on the drive. Ball is tipped and ends up in the hands of Buddy Hield. Hield with it. Looking to get some space. Drives left side. Throws up a prayer. I don't know how that went in, but it does. 92-85. Nice shot by Fred VanVleet. He continues his impressive night. 94-85. Podziemski to Draymond Green on the drive with the slam. Draymond with another perfect game shooting-wise. 11 points on 4 of 4 from the field. Bruce Brown no good. Grady Dick with the offensive rebound. Another board offensively for the Rockets. Bruce Brown, 3. Bang! Big shot for Houston. They're back up by 10. If I were to get a nickel for every time the Rockets have scored off of the second chance basket, I wouldn't have that much money, but I'd have an oddly large amount of nickels, as Podziemski is there with the layup, 97-89. Kuminga, guarded by Simons. That is a mismatch and a half. Kuminga takes him to the cup, misses the layup, but he grabs his own rebound and is there with the putback. If he had missed that, I would have had some serious problems, so it's a good thing he got his own rebound and puts it back in. 99-93, Simons 3, on the way, it's good. Another make for Inferno. And it's a 7-point lead. 6 to go now in the fourth. Butler, and one again. Tari Eason called for the foul, and that Rockets coach, she does not appear to be pleased with the call or her team's defense, or both. Fred VanVleet for 3. It's good. Another triple for Steady Freddy. 105-98. Curry guarded by Simons. That's the matchup we want. If Anthony Simons is not holding these lesser guards, he's not holding 30, as Curry now has 31. 105-100. Simons for 3. Off the mark, tipped by Martin, ends up in the hands of Jimmy Butler. He's now guarded by Simons. I like that matchup even more. Goes right by him. He is in for the layup. It's a one-score game. Let's see if we can continue to rally and actually try to hold this one. Simons on the drive. Layup is good. Today really has been the Anthony Simons experience. He has scored close to 30 points, and he has allowed close to 30 points, and the Rockets take him out of the game, bringing in Amen Thompson for defense. Certainly not for offense, but hey, he makes the 15-foot pull-up jumper. That's something. 109-104, under 4 minutes to go. Here is Kuminga, corner 3. It's good! Big shot for Jonathan Kuminga. 109-107. Amen Thompson with it, guarded by Jimmy Butler, daring him to shoot. He will pull up. It's no good. Butler with the rebound, his 8th. Warriors can tie or take the lead on this possession with 3.5 to go in the fourth. Butler, Curry for the lead. No good. But Trace Jackson-Davis is there with the rebound and the putback. And this game is tied at 109. Thompson brings it up again. And they're going to get it over to Fred VanVleet for 3. The Warriors were daring Thompson to shoot. They maybe should have put a little bit more emphasis on Freddie. VanVleet, spin move, layup. I don't know how that one got in. Curry was hugging him like a blanket, and Fred VanVleet still makes it. 104-111. Both teams have made some really impressive shots in this game, or maybe they're just heaving up crap. Or maybe it's both. As Curry makes the layup, 1-point game again with a little over 2 minutes to go. Grab your popcorn. A potential playoff spot on the line here is Cam Whitmore. Gets backdoor, open lane, takes advantage. 3-point game. Buddy Hield jumper off the screen, no good. Jackson-Davis with the offensive rebound. Gets it back to Hield, inside. Layup is good. Nice job there by Buddy Hield to get his spot as Thompson heaves up another 3, and it's another miss. Warriors now can take the lead on this possession. It's Jimmy Butler with it. Drives by Thompson. Layup is good. Jimmy Butler puts the Warriors up by 1. Look at the clock. There's 35 seconds left. Whitmore for the lead. No good. Kuminga with the rebound. Rockets are not fouling yet. Butler's going to drive inside. Ballsy play, and it works. He's in for the layup, and Golden State is up by 3. Shot and game clock are just about even. We'll see what the strategy is here for the Rockets, if they're patient or go for something quick. Thompson open inside. Draymond reacted a little bit too slowly. 1-point game. Warriors call timeout. We are going to obviously look to Steph Curry here off the inbound. He's the guy we want shooting these free throws. He's the guy we want to send us to the playoffs. And he is fouled and will get 2. The Rockets do have one more timeout in their back pocket. They'll most certainly use it here regardless of how Curry shoots at the line. But considering it's Steph, got to assume he's going to take care of business. First one is good. Second one for Steph is also good. It bounces through. 3-point game. Rockets will call their final timeout. Now we've got to focus on getting the defensive lineup in the game, which is basically the starters, but instead of Buddy Hield, Draymond at the 4, Kuminga at the 3, Jimmy Butler at the 2, going big. Although, I want Jimmy Butler on Fred VanVleet. I think they're going to look for Freddie. He's been their most consistent scorer tonight, at least amongst the starters. He's been able to get off of screens. He's moving really well off the ball. So I don't want Buddy Hield or Curry on him because I don't fully trust either of them to guard him like Jimmy Butler would. Off the inbound, it's Eason, and sure enough, he will look right towards Fred VanVleet. Why is he being guarded by Curry? Has space for the tie. No good. Rebounded by Draymond, and he is fouled. I wanted Draymond to pass it out, but he doesn't have enough time. And now a playoff spot is in the hands of Draymond Green. Surely this will be interesting. First for Draymond is good. He has not had a great season from the line. I mean, he really just hasn't had a great season shooting the ball at all. Second is good. 5-point lead. Rockets, of course, don't have the timeout. Hoping now for a miracle. Fred VanVleet out to Cam Whitmore. Quick 3. Okay. We might have ourselves a ball game. 2.1 seconds left. The Warriors are going to inbound to Curry. He's quickly fouled by VanVleet. And now if we make these 2 free throws, it's game over. The question if he makes the first one will be if he should miss the second. I get the argument for it, but I can't say I agree. If Curry makes the second free throw, it's a 4-point game. Game's over as long as you don't foul. I would hope the guys on the floor are smart enough not to foul, as he does make the second one. Freddie's going to heave it up. This game is over! And the Golden State Warriors are going back to the playoffs for the first time in a whopping 2 whole years. It has been a while, I know. Far too long. But the Warriors will be playing postseason basketball this year, skipping the play-in tournament entirely, guaranteed a top 6 seed. 37 for Steph. Again, I don't know how he was only in for 27 minutes. It felt like it was longer, but hey, he was awesome regardless. Jimmy Butler, 26, 8, and 7. A really solid all-around game. We needed him to ramp it up as a scorer in the second half, and he did. Jonathan Kuminga started really poorly in that first quarter. He looked lost, but he played well down the stretch. Draymond had a good game, 13 and 10. Didn't miss. Podziemski was solid. Hield with some big shots. Everybody else played to their role. Trace Jackson-Davis did his thing. Adembona had a good game. The Rockets were in control, though, for a while. These guards were really impressive. 29 for VanVleet. Didn't shoot the 3-ball overly efficiently. 12 of 31 from the field. I guess he wasn't as good as I thought he was. It does not feel like he was 5 of 16. It felt like he was way more efficient from deep. Simons, meanwhile, with 28. I'm not really sure why he didn't close out the game. Tari Eason, by the way, 6 offensive rebounds. They had 13 total. Even with the win, I'm impressed with how the team was able to come back. But the offensive rebounding was bad, and the perimeter defense was bad. Hopefully those aren't trends. And it's weird with the Rockets because, again, they don't have a healthy center, but they are 10th in rebound percentage, 3rd in offensive rebound percentage, although something about this doesn't add up. I'm going to assume the Knicks and Nuggets have not corralled in 60% of their offensive rebounds. So does that make the Rockets first? I don't know. That's weird. Anyway, best news of all, we are officially postseason bound, and with 4 games to go, we're 3 games behind Oklahoma City for 4th. We're 3 games ahead of the Spurs for 6th. So that means we're basically a shoo-in for the 5 seed. So these last 4 games really don't matter all that much. I still want to play these guys a little bit, just so they don't have like 2 weeks off before our round 1 game, most likely against Oklahoma City. So we're going to start with the regular rotation, and then we're going to dwindle it down as these next few games go along. Kuminga's back fully healthy, and then from there, the rotation went less and less and less, and now here for the last game, it's a very unserious 7-man rotation. Ricky Council leading the way will be interesting. And sure enough, this team of misfits won against the Clippers. Now, in 2K, I guess you need a certain amount of players on your roster, so they ended up signing us one more guy for this game. His name is Steps Curry, and he scored 45. Along with him in this very hilarious box score, Council at 23, Trace Jackson-Davis with 21 and 26 rebounds. We beat the Suns with our regular group, and then we got blown out in the other two games with Curry, Butler, and pretty much everybody else not playing. So let's simulate to the end of season number 1 as Luka Doncic wins his first career MVP. Very well deserved. Great year. We didn't talk about the MVP race in depth, but this was a generational race. Anthony Edwards averaged 36. Shea averaged 35, 6 and 6. Giannis with 32 and 12 on great defense. Joel Embiid was really good. Nikola Jokic with a near 27-point triple-double. This really was the greatest MVP race probably ever. That's the only reason why Steph Curry was not in consideration, because his numbers would be in the running in a normal year. Dalton Knecht wins the Rookie of the Year with not as much competition. Zachary Rizache was solid. Ron Holland had a good season. Rob Dillingham could have been in consideration if he didn't get hurt. Really, Holland and Jared McCain were the only efficient non-bigs as rookies this year, as TJ McConnell wins the Sixth Man of the Year. Victor Wembanyama wins his first of likely many Defensive Player of the Years at just 21 years old. And then this might be the funniest. Anthony Edwards wins the Most Improved. Normally, I'm critical of the league giving the award to already star players, and I guess I'm a little critical of this one. He was arguably a top 10 player in the NBA last year, but he did improve his points by over 10 a game. He averaged 36 for crying out loud. Giannis wins the Clutch Player of the Year award. I'm pretty sure Curry finished in second here. Tom Thibodeau wins the Coach of the Year, and the Heat Executive, I guess this is Black Pat Riley, wins Executive of the Year. As we take a look at the All-NBA teams, the only real disagreements I have is Wemby making the first team. Shea got robbed. He averaged 35, 6 and 6 on just 68% true shooting. That's an MVP 9 times out of 10, and he doesn't even make the All-NBA first team. That's laughable. Steph, meanwhile, makes All-NBA third team. I think he should have made second team. In a normal season, he probably makes the first team. But the star power in our league this year was just too good. The only other major complaint I have is I like that the All-NBA and All-Rookie teams are not position-based, but I don't like that they did it to the All-Defensive teams because it's pretty much just all bigs here. The second team, center, 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 center. Where's the love for guys like Herb Jones and Drew Holiday and Alex Caruso? Come on, NBA. What were we thinking with that decision? As for your all-rookie teams, no major disagreements here as we take a look at our current playoff bracket, and it is official. As expected, we'll be matched up with the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round of the playoffs. Those teams had a lot of battles back in the days with Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and Steph Curry. Oh wait, Curry's still here. Here's a look at your final standings. Meanwhile, obviously, we end up in 5th. Minnesota gets the 1, squeaking over Dallas. The Spurs, meanwhile, get the 6th seed. Only 6 teams in the West finish over 500. Not a very deep conference. And it says the Pelicans have clinched a play-in spot, even though that's not true. The East is kind of the same. The Knicks at the top, 61 and 21. Only 6 teams above 500 and a lot of teams below 500. The 35-win Magic got a play-in spot. As for Boston, the defending champs missed the playoffs entirely. They played well down the stretch. Could have been a threat if they got in, but someone should have told them that their season starts before March. Maybe Derek White should have shot higher than 40% from the field. So Boston will not repeat as champions because 2K loves the Raptors and Bulls so much. All of our players are on suspension. We'll fix that because I didn't want them playing. And here's a look at our final stats for the year. Obviously, Curry was terrific. Another All-NBA spot for him. 29 a game on 50, 40, 90 shooting. And believe it or not, this is only the second time he's accumulated 50, 40, 90 in his career. The first time was 2015-16, which is widely regarded as his greatest season ever, the year that they won 73-9 and blew the 3-1 lead in the finals against Cleveland. 64% true shooting percentage. Estimated wins added went up from 11 last year to 17. At 37 years old, it looks like Curry is only getting better. And the scariest part is that we have 2 real sidekicks alongside him with Jimmy Butler and Jonathan Kuminga, both of whom had terrific seasons. Kuminga, his development, I think the biggest storyline of the year, him breaking out into a real shot maker for us. Otherwise, Podziemski and Hield are only other double-digit scorers. Trace Jackson-Davis played in all 82 games, started in nearly 60 of them, and then the bench guys did their things as well. So with that, It's time to announce who will be our studs and duds of the year. And again, for those of you who are new to the channel, don't necessarily understand how this works, this is basically my system of rewarding players for performing well and punishing guys who don't. I like 2K's progression system overall, but I don't think it's very performance-based. And this way, we are now basing it a little bit off of performance. And again, keep in mind, this is an expectations-based award. Even though Steph Curry was our best player, we expected him to be our best player. So he's not up for stud of the year because it's not like he exceeded our expectations. Someone who did, though, is Jonathan Kuminga. No major surprise here that he is one of our nominees. Kuminga averaged around 20 a game this year on really good efficiency. The biggest thing, though, for Kuminga, again, as I've mentioned, is the shot-making flashes. I like that he was efficient. I like that he was a valuable overall piece for us on both ends of the floor. I like that he had some really good months for us in January and February as the second option. But it was really about the games where he scored 31 points, 30 points, 35 points in December and January. Look at this streak of games kicking off the new year. 32, 26, 25, 24, 39, 27. There's 35. 35 again. 50 against the Phoenix Suns. The shot creation upside from Jonathan Kuminga was really showed at a high level, especially in the middle of the season when he really came on as a number 2 option before we traded for Jimmy Butler. He looked like somebody who might be worth a max contract this offseason, and he deserves a ratings boost. The other stud of the year candidate will be another young guy, Trace Jackson Davis. Now, you can make the argument that he was actually a little bit worse offensively. His efficiency went down. His volume went down as well. He averaged more points, but it's because of a lot more minutes per game. The reason why he's on the list is because of his significant improvements defensively. His rebound rate went up. His block shots rate went up. He really turned into a good defensive player for us. I didn't know how likely that would be coming into the series. He's a 6'9", not overly athletic big man, but he gave us a really solid rim protection, and hopefully he can keep it going into the playoffs because guys of his skill set are very valuable, and we're going to need him to produce here against an Oklahoma City team with a bunch of guys who are really good at driving to the basket. Now on for dud of the year. Draymond Green is first up. As good as he is defensively, he's one of the smartest basketball minds on the planet, but my God, was he horrific on offense. Assists and turnovers down, mostly because we wanted the ball in his hands less. And for good reason. 39% from the field, 23% from 3. And sure, he's never been a great three-point shooter. Actually had his best season from 3 last year. I'm not expecting close to 40% from deep again. But if you can give me 33, 34, 35%, that'd be great. Not 23. Estimated wins added, only 1. I'll give him some credit, though. Even though his efficiency in losses was 28% and off the bench, 41%. He has played his best basketball over the last month or so. For most of the year, his estimated wins added was at exactly 0. But in March, he was a lot better. And in April, he's actually been pretty efficient. I mean, it's not a high bar. In February, he shot 6% from 3. But still, he's playing better, and hopefully that keeps up. Caleb Martin is second. Obviously, when we got him from the Sixers, we knew the shooting splits were a problem. But the problem is they have become even worse since the trade. 40% from the field and 27% from 3. And again, I don't need you to shoot 40% from deep, but I also cannot have you having a negative 2.5 estimated wins added, which is one of the worst marks in the entire league. At least Draymond provides really good defense and really good basketball IQ to the table. Caleb Martin doesn't. If you look at his 3 seasons in Miami, I don't care about the splits in Charlotte. They're unserious. But as we look at the seasons in Miami, 41% from 3, 36%, 35%. I think somewhere consistently in that range, 35 to 37% from 3 is a fair asking point from him, not 29 to 30. So certainly a disappointing season for him, and he is still under contract for quite a while. We knew that when we traded for him, and I still hope that we can get him back on track. So let's get set for a round 1 matchup against Oklahoma City. In the next episode, we'll go through the play-in games, and we'll play games 1 and 2 in OKC against the Thunder with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who you can make the argument was the best player in the league this year, right up there for MVP. 35, 6, and 6 on unreal efficiency, and the Thunder have built a great team around him with Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams turning into great players. They had a phenomenal offseason acquiring Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein without having to give up a draft pick for either of them. Cason Wallace has taken a big leap in year 2. He's one of the most underrated young players in the NBA. It's going to be a challenge. We're the underdog, but I'm excited to see the upside of this team with the addition of Jimmy Butler, a big step in development for Jonathan Kuminga, and Steph Curry at 37 years old playing like he's 27. So that'll wrap up the episode. Make sure to vote for Studs and Duds down below in the description. Next episode, we'll be kicking off some playoff basketball. It should be fun. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Peace out.